today I'm going to be testing out TikTok's most viral summer recipes to see if they're actually worth making. And I'm actually really excited for this video because they all look amazing. So let's get going. So this first recipe she describes as the perfect summer snack, and it has 1.2 million views. Now, I thought this looked absolutely amazing. Our ingredients are strawberries, pistachio cream, white chocolate, and milk chocolate. She starts by slicing the strawberries in half. So I'm just going to take the tops off. Which way shall I slice them? This way. This reminds me of when I was at Wimbledon. I got to hull the strawberries, although they did not do it with a knife. They said to do it with a spoon because you keep more of the strawberry that way. I'm going against what they said. Beautiful and red on the inside. Now she layers them in a loaf tin. I'm not sure what size her loaf tin was, but I feel like as long as our strawberries cover the bottom, then that's fine. So I'm gonna try and put them in one even layer. I can't believe I cut the perfect amount of strawberries. That was a solid guess. Just gonna fill the gaps there. And there, perfect, that looks really good. Now she starts to layer on the white chocolate, the pistachio cream, and the milk chocolate. So I'm gonna melt these in the microwave and then we'll be back. Now both our chocolate is melted. She starts with the white chocolate. So I'm gonna drizzle this over the top of our strawberries. Oh my gosh, this looks so good already. I would happily just eat it like this. This may be an unpopular opinion. I actually prefer white chocolate with strawberries over milk chocolate or dark chocolate with strawberries. Let me know what your favorite chocolate is. That's the white chocolate. Now I'm going on with the pistachio cream. I absolutely love this stuff. This one is from Sainsbury's. So she puts on like little dollops of it. So I'm just gonna dollop it all over. It's really giving Dubai chocolate strawberries, isn't it? That looks pretty evenly dolloped. Now I'm gonna go on with the milk chocolate and just drizzle this all over the top. There we go, that's the milk chocolate layer. Mine didn't quite cover the full top like hers did. It might have something to do with the fact I ate a bit of the chocolate before putting it in the microwave, but it's fine. We're just gonna put it in the freezer like this. I don't actually know how long she froze it for, but I reckon we'll give it an hour and we'll check it. I guess it just needs to be solid and the strawberries need to be frozen. So we'll come back to this when it is frozen. This next recipe is for watermelon shaved ice, and it has over 8.4 million views. Now, this looks really easy and you only need a few ingredients. So frozen watermelon, lime, maple syrup, and mint. To be honest, I think these are kind of optional. This is our main ingredient right here. So I froze my watermelon overnight, and I froze it into these big chunks like this. She kind of snaps them together. It kind of looks satisfying, although now I've got ice going everywhere. And then with our zester, grater, oh, this is so cold. This is so cold in my hand. She literally just grates it into a bowl. This is making my hand so cold. It's okay, my hand will get used to it. Oh, it's not getting used to it. I need a glove. Let's try the kitchen roll. I feel like we might be here a while. Ah! It's fine, it just slipped. Okay, I feel like that's enough, at least a sample for now. I've made a mess. So now she just grabs some maple syrup. Oh, there, this is a flip top. And drizzles it over the top. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's melting, it's melting it. Okay, that'll do. I think that might be a little bit too much. A squeeze of lime juice. This is all just melting my shaved ice. And for the finishing touch, she adds a little sprig of mint. Just like that, beautiful. I'm gonna try and get a bit with lime and maple syrup on it. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Oh, I had zero expectations for this, and this is so much better than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, it just melts in your mouth. It's light, it's cold, it's refreshing. I can taste the maple syrup, I can taste the lime. For taste, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. I'm also gonna rank these on ease. So this was very easy. It was just very time consuming. Like to get this amount, I had to do a lot of work. So I'm gonna go down the middle. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. That's around the middle, isn't it? Anyway, on to the next one. This next recipe is for a purple paradise smoothie bowl, and this video has over 27.9 million views. Again, we don't need many ingredients, so we've got frozen bananas, frozen strawberries and blueberries, blue spirulina, which I've never used before. I got this from Amazon yesterday, and milk. So I'm gonna add our frozen banana to our blender first. Then our frozen blueberries and strawberries. Then our blue spirulina. I think that's how you say it. Let's open this up. I'm worried it's gonna go everywhere. I'm scared. Oh my gosh, it is so blue. This is so cool. A teaspoon of this. And our 1/4 cup of milk. And let's blend it all together. Give those edges a little scrape down. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it looks good. I'm gonna grab my coconut bowl and we'll pour it in. Got my coconut bowl, an essential for this recipe. Let's remove the blade. Oh yes, nice and thick. Oh, yum. It does look good, but it's definitely not the beautiful kind of fluorescent purple color that theirs was. Unless their colors were edited. You never know. I have made a smoothie bowl before, and sometimes I find that they're just too liquidy, whether that's it's not like frozen enough or it's blended too much or it kind of melts whilst blending, I guess. But this is really nice and thick. I'm impressed. Have a look at the texture. Oh yeah, that does look good, doesn't it? Okay, let's give it a taste test. Oh, it's really nice. Just tastes like a nice berry banana smoothie. And you could add toppings to this. I'm pretty sure they put banana around the edge and then some granola on top as well. That would be great. This is a really nice summery breakfast. I'm gonna give the taste an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give the ease, So it was easy. I would say my blender struggled a little bit with it. And my only thing is the blue spirulina. Just because it's not readily available from the supermarket, it is something you'd have to buy from Amazon. But it was nice and easy to make. So I'm gonna give the ease a 7.2 out of 10. Okay, on to the next one. This next recipe is for bruschetta and ricotta toast, and it has over 15.5 million views. Again, this looks really good in my opinion. So we need tomatoes, garlic, ricotta, olive oil, sourdough, and basil. So the recipe states to add the tomatoes, the basil, the oil, and the garlic to a bowl, but it doesn't say the amounts. So I'm just gonna guess, just hope for the best. I've got garlic puree today, so I'm gonna give it a little squirt of that and a little drizzle of olive oil. Start with that much, we can always add more, and I'm just gonna combine these together. Let's give it a little sample. Oh, that's delicious. Now, I've got some white sourdough here. Find a good looking piece. Oh, this one's very holy. Let me try again. It's like a lucky dip. It's all very holy. Which one's better? This one's a nicer shape. Let's go for this one. We'll just have to fill the holes, I guess. We're gonna toast our bread, but I would say it looks like they toasted theirs with some olive oil. So I'm gonna give it a little drizzle of olive oil and give that a little brush over. Oh, I might have done a bit too much. I thought it was gonna absorb more. To be fair, bread dipped in oil is one of my favorite starters, so I'm not complaining. Just need some balsamic vinegar with it as well. That looks good. To the toaster. My toaster isn't big enough for the bread. I'll flip it halfway. Stick it out. Our bread is toasted, and now the fun begins. So they kind of start in one corner and just smush it down like that. And now our tomato mixture. Oh dear, mine's a little bit chunky, I fear. Oh dear. Mine's definitely not as neat as theirs is. This isn't really going to plan. This will be the perfect recipe to do if you wanted your toast to go cold. It's my tomatoes that are the problem. They're just too chunky. Well, it wasn't quite what I was picturing in my head. I'm sure it's gonna taste nice. So let's sprinkle our little basil leaves on the top. And then after all that hard work, they just smother it all together. So here we go. Does this feel pointless to anyone else? Let's do the taste test. My toast is definitely cold. That's delicious. I just had a bit with a lot of olive oil on the bread and it made it taste even better. I would say the worst part about this is the bread. It's almost like the sourdough doesn't quite match. Like I would have preferred maybe a baguette of some sort, but this is really delicious. It feels summery, it feels light, but also creamy and fresh, and there's so much flavor to it. If anything, maybe I would have added some salt and some pepper and maybe even a drizzle of balsamic vinegar or balsamic glaze. That would have been incredible. But yeah, I'll be finishing this. I'm gonna give the taste an 8.8 out of 10. The sourdough lets it down, otherwise it'll be a 9. I actually think the whole idea of smoothing them on individually was stupid. So I'm gonna give the ease of the recipe like a 4. But if you were just gonna slap it on, then I'd give it like an 8. So, I don't know, this one's a difficult one, but it's really good. This next recipe is for a tropical sunset smoothie, and it has over 1.1 million views. Our ingredients are fresh mango, orange juice, fresh orange juice, frozen raspberries, and frozen strawberries. So I'm gonna be making the mango half of the drink first. So in goes the mango to our blender. I've just dropped it. And then orange juice. As much as we can get. Now I'm gonna blend this up. That's not the right way. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna pour this into one glass. Not quite as much drink as I was hoping for. Now I'm gonna make the berry half of the drink. And more orange juice in this one too. And let's blend this one up. Right, let's pour this one into a glass. This one's thick, thick. Oh, we definitely got more out of this one. I think my ratios were a bit off. Now, I was gonna use this cool looking glass, but I think it's gonna be too big for the amount of smoothie that we've got. So I'm gonna go with this one. So she kind of just pours them both in at the same time. I have a horrible feeling these aren't gonna pour at the same rate though. So I'm gonna start with this one and then layer this one in. Oh no. And then a bit of this one. Bit of this one. Oh, it's gonna just flop out. It's looking nice. That was pretty spot on for that glass, really. She also tops it with some freeze-dried raspberries, I think they were. I think hers might have had some other bits in as well, but this is what I've got in my cupboard. So just a little sprinkle of freeze-dried raspberries on top. Add the straw. I'm pretty happy with that. I quite like how I've layered it. It's like a sunset. I'm gonna give it a little mix to help the flavors come together. I'm excited for this. Let's taste it. Oh, that's so good. I would definitely say that the red mixture, the berry mixture, is more overpowering, but there's a lot more of that in mine. So I think I just needed more mango, really, and it would have been even better. Because when I get a bit with a lot of mango in, it's so delicious. But it is just really delicious how it is. So for taste, I'm gonna give it, do I like it more than the others? I do. I like it just as much as the others. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. And for ease, it was pretty easy. It was very easy, actually. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. This next recipe is for the best fruit salad ever, and it has 9.1 million views. So as you can see, we have a lot of fruit here. We also have some mint as well. So I'm excited to try this one. I do love a fruit salad. She says one of the secrets to a good fruit salad is to chop up your fruit really small. So I'm gonna start with my watermelon. This is actually a mini watermelon. I saw it in Aldi and I just thought it was so cute. It's also, like, I love its pattern. Right, I don't think I need all of it, come to think of it. I just realized that's a lot of watermelon. Let's start with a quarter. Let's add our watermelon to the bowl. She kind of puts hers in little sections, so hopefully it will stay like that. Now I'm gonna cut up some strawberries. She does say you can use any fruit you like and what's accessible to you. I tried to use everything that she used. The only thing I couldn't find was dragon fruit. Does anyone know where we can get dragon fruit in the UK? Because I could not find it anywhere. I checked Waitrose, I checked M&S, because I thought they might be my best options. I'm gonna switch knives. I checked Tesco, Aldi. I bet somewhere like Selfridges would have it for £10. In goes the strawberries. I feel like I don't need to chop up the blueberries, so I'm just gonna pour them in. Let's slice up the grapes. That was a bad idea. In they go. Kiwi fruit. Now let's chop up the mango and the orange. This actually looks incredible. I don't really have room for the apple, so I think I'm just gonna leave the apple out. I think that looks good enough to me. She also adds a squeeze of lime, so I'm gonna squeeze that all over the top. Oh dear, there's not much juice coming out of this one. She also adds in a fair amount of mint as well, so I'm gonna chop up a few of these and add in the fresh mint to our bowl. Now it's time to give this a good mix. Doesn't look quite as good mixed, does it? Okay, here's our finished fruit salad, so let's give it a taste test. That's good. I like all the flavors and the textures. I really like the mint in there too. That is delicious, but it is still just a fruit salad. It's nothing mind-blowing, it's nothing life-changing, unfortunately. So for taste, I'm gonna base it on what it is. I'm gonna give it a 7. For ease, it is easy, but it is a lot of chopping. You know, even chopping up the grapes, they're a little bit fiddly. I kind of just wanna chuck everything in a bowl. Love the addition of the lime and the mint though. For ease, I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. So now let's go grab our chocolate strawberries out of the freezer and we will do the final taste test. Our chocolate pistachio strawberries are now set. So let's peel them out of this. I have to admit, they have been sat out for about 30 minutes out of the freezer, so they're actually no longer frozen. I'm not sure if she was just freezing it to set it or freezing it to eat frozen. So my chocolate is kind of melting. It's fine. Looks quite good, doesn't it? Should we just break a bit? Oh yeah, that's good. The strawberries have definitely gone a bit mushy from being in the freezer and then being defrosted. So I would say if you don't want to eat it frozen, then it might be better just to put it in the fridge, just so the chocolate sets, so this doesn't happen to the strawberries. But it is really nice, like the flavors together, the two types of chocolate with the pistachio spread with the freshness of the strawberries. It's just an amazing combination. I'm gonna give the taste, I'm gonna give it a 9. It's really nice. I just like chocolate. Ease, it was so easy. It was the easiest one we've made and the quickest as well. You just had to set it in the freezer. I'm gonna give the ease an 8.5. So guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what other recipes you'd like me to test in the comments below or any other video suggestions. Just let me know. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.